welcome to another episode of Tribunal of the Grid, where we talk about all things Power Rangers, including the actors that play them. Damn, I still remember it by heart. My name is Brandon.
Well, Brandon, it's only been 5 years, but
yes,
my name is Lena.
Well, my name's Will.
It sure does feel like it, but we back. We gonna give y'all an episode. Today. Yeah.
When it will come out, we don't know, but it will happen. It will get out sooner or later.
It'll get out. We'll release it soon. But we gonna give y'all one for now. But yes, we got a lot to talk about, y'all. We got a lot to talk about. So we got to talk about the results of the Heritage Foundation. Oh my gosh, those are two different things. Heritage auction. They need to call it something else, okay? Like, it needs to be called something else, because I keep saying Heritage Foundation, and Heritage Foundation is not good. We are not talking about the Heritage Foundation. We are talking about the Heritage auction, okay? Heritage auction. But yes.
If he messes up again, guys, it's auction.
It's auction, okay? I promise y'all it's auction. But we were talking about the results of the Heritage auction. Hasbro basically falling down the shitter, and we are going to attempt playing a little game of how does it go? What's the name of it called?
We listen and we don't judge.
We listen and we don't judge. Power Rangers edition. Okay. We're gonna try to have a little fun with it. Cause yeah, I've been seeing some of those things on TikTok, and I'm just like, oh child.
Honestly,
they are reckless.
They are. You know what? I really wonder what happened after the camera stopped recording.
No, for real, because especially when it comes to children, I'm like, right? I know y'all are doing this for clicks, but some of these kids are wilding. I'm like, oh,
oh my god, or those relationships
really true
that admits to sexual, not fantasies, but preferences, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not talking about sexuality either. I'm talking about sexual preferences, like what you like and what you don't like.
Mm-hmm.
That was really cringy to watch.
Yeah, especially when the partner doesn't size up, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh damn, this is really hard to watch.
It's so awkward.
It's so hard to watch. So we're gonna try to keep it light. We're gonna try to keep it fun. But also at the same time, us, we might end up saying some shit, and some of the stuff might not even make it to your ears. So
I mean, and you wouldn't even know which ones they are. So
just saying.
All I know is that if we had a Patreon page or something y'all subscribe to, we would probably release it there, but we don't. So you'll never know.
You'll never know. It is wonderful. But just so y'all know, just to go ahead and give y'all the reminder, you can find us on linktr.ee/Tribunal of the Grid. All of our links are there, and you can listen to your heart's content. Oh, yes, that reminds me. Lena, you posted, you sent us some stuff in the group chat about our what is it? Our end of year.
Our Spotify Wrap.
Oh, right. Yeah, Spotify Wrap.
Mm-hmm.
What's the tea on that? Because there was something big that was oh my god.
So, so obviously every year we all have our Spotify Wrap, and if for those of you who don't know, you need to have a Spotify account to, of course, have access to that. And more often than not, for most people, the Spotify Wrap is based on what you listen to. How artists, podcasts, etc. Of course, for us as a podcast, we can kind of view our stats, and our stats have been amazing this year, amazing. Let me. Which group chat did I send to? I'm trying to find it right now so I can pull up some numbers. It's been amazing, y'all. I just want to say first off, thank you. I cannot believe
it's the one you put the whatchamacallit in.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, I found it.
Okay.
Like first of all, I cannot believe that like we are here. We're going on to our 6th year. Like I am blown away, okay? And
Yeah.
one of the top things I will say that I saw that made me laugh, and I knew Brandon and Will would love this, was the fact that you all loved our season 5, episode 155, the most disrespected Ranger, aka the Yellow Ranger episode.
Hmm.
That was streamed 999% more than our average episode.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Like, what I want to know is what is it about this episode that y'all love so much? Because
Same, yeah.
we need to replicate it.
Right.
Like, not necessarily replicate, but like we need to bring that same kind of energy because we have a bunch of other rangers we have not done yet.
Seriously. Seriously.
So
And I
if
think,
you,
honestly, if you know what, I really do think that what actually people loved about it was the fact that we were all so gagged that you put Tanya so low. Me and Will were not having it. I think that's what it was.
Oh my god, I forgot.
Because we were legit not having it. We're just like, what the flying fuck? Like, girl. Like,
Oh my god.
what?
And Violet Ranger and her little like edit of us. I'm obsessed
Oh,
with
that was
edit.
wonderful.
I saved that. I watch that when I'm down. That is my favorite edit of us. Okay. Like, I forgot that happened. Well, I'm just here to help, Clearly, everyone
Girl.
loved it. Clearly, everyone loved it. No, okay. But that really stood out to me. And for that, we thank you because
Yes.
it was a really fun episode. And we should definitely continue with our rankings. We don't do it often, but we should get back into that. And, we will in the new year. We promise. Another thing that really stood out was that we were streaming 6 freaking countries. Like, what?
That is crazy.
I didn't even know we could make it out of US, let alone 6 countries.
Agreed.
You know?
Agreed. I'm like, 6 countries? That's crazy.
Oh,
But you know what though? It makes sense because one of our listeners, I'm gonna mess up your name, so I'm just gonna pull it up right now. Because I don't want to do that. Toku Power Tyson. They are actually in London.
Shut up. Are you serious?
Yeah, he's in London. And he was one of our main people who was like, hey, there's a new Power Rangers Power Rangers podcast, Tribunal Grid. Like, they got a new episode out. Go listen to them. And I'm just like, oh, my heart.
Thank you.
We went British. Hello. That is awesome.
Yes. So I'm just like, we made it over to the London town.
Oh my god. Where's me cup of tea? Oh my god, that's amazing.
I'm telling you, my tea and crumpets.
That was bad.
Shut up. I'm trying. Hey, remember, Will.
We love y'all. We love y'all.
And we don't judge.
Wow.
Oh my god. So of course, our top country that streamed us is the USA, which we're not surprised, but we are forever thankful for that.
Yes.
And somehow our podcast was rated 5 stars. I don't know how many 5 stars, but it said it was rated 5 stars. I will take it.
Thank you.
I will take it. Okay. So
I know that's right.
Apparently that went up from 3.6 from last year.
Wow.
I don't know what that means, but that sounds fantastic.
It went up from 3.6. So wait, so were we like 3.6 last year?
I don't know where we were last year. That's the funny part.
Damn,
I know.
Y'all really didn't like us last year.
No,
y'all loved us.
Yeah, you know what? I think how I think we're one of those people where we're the slow burn kind. We're like Sabrina Carpenter, where people hear of us, they kind of hear our names, but they don't really listen to us, and then suddenly we blow up. I feel like I'm Sabrina Carpenter today.
Wow. I'm about to say because I still don't know who Sabrina Carpenter is. Like,
Can you
Okay, so
identify her at least?
like she sings that song
not
Espresso.
really.
I'm
Oh
working
wow, I've
late
seen her
'cause I'm
so
a
much.
singer. No?
No.
I have
Okay.
to say, it took me a while to realize what espresso was because I did not recognize it. But I've seen her face so much in the last like 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
and like she did that oh my god, she sang "What a Girl Wants" like an acoustic
Yes,
version with
with
Christina
Christina
a
Aguilera.
few
Oh,
months
Yes,
that
ago.
was her.
that was
Yeah,
Okay, so I have
her.
seen her before.
and people
Yes.
apparently, oh, thank you, just sent something in the chat. So
Mm-hmm.
apparently parents are mad at her because her live shows are too sexual,
Her
which
music
is
is too sexual.
no,
Everything's so sexual.
her live performances on stage, which
No,
is some
no, but
bullshit.
it's also the lyrics. They didn't listen to her lyrics
Oh,
until
okay.
they do because her song called Juno. They're like, what the heck? Juno is so like all her songs are very sexualized because she was like, oh, if she goes, if you keep this up, I'm gonna make you like I'm gonna let you get me pregnant. That's why it's called Juno, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, oh, wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Ooh.
Uh-huh. She said, boy, if
But
you keep this up, I'm gonna let you get me pregnant. So
she's
I'm just saying,
grown. She's a
she's
grown
grown.
woman.
She's 25.
So yeah, so the
That's
parents
so.
need to keep that in mind.
Mhm.
And then like
So
the stuff that she does on stage, it's not even like it's
it's
so
not
tame
even.
compared
So
to
what
some of
it
the
is,
shit we've seen.
so she basically blew up because not only did she open up for what's her name, Taylor Swift, but she also blew up because of her nonsense song. So she has a song called Nonsense, which blew up really big. But what made her really popular was that at the end of every single show when she performed with Taylor, she had a new ad lib. So she would have different lyrics. So it would rhyme with the city that she's in. And it was always very, very, very sexy, very seductive.
Mm.
They all rhyme. I'm trying to remember one of them, but I can't right now. Once it comes to me, I'll like pass it on. But any case, so her song Juno got really, really popular. So every time she performed Juno, she would do this thing that was similar to what she was doing with the nonsense outro. She would present a new position, and so she'd be like, "Have you guys tried this
Mm-hmm.
position?" And
That's
then,
it. That's it. Because
yeah,
I've been seeing her like she's on all fours on stage, and still like saying that out loud. That does sound like it's kind of like a lot if the kids are in the crowd, but
but
it looks
again,
so tame because she's like like her costumes are
they're
they're
they're they're,
cutesy,
they're
kind of sexy, but
exactly they're vintage, yeah. And
they're
the thing,
not like
and
we've seen like more like we watched Christina in the Dirty era. Like it's
oh,
not like
100%.
that.
No, right. But here's what I will say about this. Parents don't do their homework and then they get
Yeah.
mad at somebody else. At the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day, Sabrina's yes, she was originally a Disney girl, which is why people forget. She was on Girl Meets World. Remember Boy Meets World?
Oh, I didn't know that.
So she was Girl Meets World. She was the best friend to the character Maya, who was Topanga and Corey's daughter.
Wow.
So, with that being said, she grew up on Disney. Sabrina is quite famous. She's got a bunch of shows, she's got a bunch of like movies that she's done, and she's sung along the way. It was only recently where she kind of found her vibe. She found what worked for her, who she is. She found her identity. And then she obviously like sold on it further, like selling that vintage vibe, the look, all of it, right? And her music got really, really good since then. It's almost like she leveled up
Mm-hmm.
and she really played into her sexuality and who she is as a young adult and stuff that's fun, like and it's great. I think she has a song called Bedcam, right? She's got a lot of music that is very sexy and is very up to the imagination, if you will. But people are not, especially the parents, they don't they don't do their homework and then they
Mm-hmm.
buy tickets to a Sabrina show not realizing what they're purchasing to and then they get upset at Sabrina because it's way too sexualized and then they get
Well,
upset with her.
yeah, you just hit the nail on the head to me. Like, it's not Sabrina's fault. And I think that a lot of times, and this is just something that I've just noticed, especially with like with parents that are extremely conservative. They want to blame the artist, and it's like, oh well, I feel like you're bamboozling kids and you're bamboozling the parents into believing that you're kid friendly and you're not. And it's like, well, that's
Who
your
said
job
that?
to do the research. It's your job to protect your own kid. It's your job to raise your own kid. Doja Cat said it best. Like Doja Cat basically was like, y'all need to raise your kids. Like I am an entertainer. I'm not a daycare. Like I'm not a teacher.
Yeah.
I don't teach your kids. I'm not responsible for your kids. So if your kids listen to my music, that's on them. And it is what it is. And I agree 100%. It's like y'all got to be y'all have to be parents. Like I understand being a parent is hard. I understand you want your free time. But you are the one who brought this kid into this earth.
Exactly. You chose this life. I don't mean to sound rude, but you chose this life, you know? You chose it. You gotta own up to it. You can't just blame everything on everyone. And I hate how like there are parents that are like, well, we don't have time. It's like, well, that's not our fault.
That's not our fault.
That's not our fault.
If your kid is out here listening to this mess, then it is what it is. Hell, I was listening to Lil' Kim. And like I had no business listening to La Bella Mafia.
Oh my god.
I was.
You guys.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Do you guys remember a song called Liquid Dreams by a band called O-Town?
Oh god, yes, I remember.
Yes.
I was singing that, belting that as if I knew what a liquid dream meant until today. Well, not today literally, but when I was grown, I realized what it really meant, and I realized why. My teacher told me I couldn't play that song in class.
Well, shit, that's just like I said, like Lil' Kim was literally my idol. I know, like the kids have Taylor Swift. Me, it was Lil' Kim.
Wow,
like it was Lil' Kim for me. I think that's probably why I'm so damn nasty now because like I literally was like Lil' Kim's like. I was her little miniature beehive, like member, because I love Lil' Kim so much. Like literally, How Many Licks was my shit.
Oh my
God. I knew all the lyrics. Had no business. I
love that video.
I knew all the lyrics. Me too. Oh my god, the video was one of the main reasons why I loved her because it was like she was legit a Barbie doll being put together. Like, I was like, I love Lil' Kim so much. But, that all of this to say, yes, like parents do a better job. Like, do a better job. It is not the entertainer's fault that y'all don't know how to parent your own kids. It's not their fault. Okay? Like, it is what it is. And plus, also, too, no shade, but kids are going to listen to whatever they want to listen to, and they're going to get into whatever they want to get into because you are not with them 24/7.
Yes, yeah.
So they are going to get on the internet. And as soon as they get on the internet, they are going to see all the things. Yeah. So it is what it is. You can try to protect them, but sooner or later they're going to find out either through their own devices or they're going to find out from someone else's because their friends are going to show it to them.
But I will say there are certain things you should protect your kids from, but there are certain things where they're going to find out sooner or later.
It's inevitable.
Exactly. It's not worth your energy. So
it's inevitable. Like
we're not parents, but what I will say is choose your battles. That's all I
choose your battles.
Yeah, and I think it's important. You have to know that you can't shield kids from everything. Like Brandon, like you just mentioned, if they don't see it on their own, they're going to have friends that'll show it to them. And the more you tell a kid you can't do this, you can't see this, the more they're going to want to see it. Mm-hmm. And it's really important that they know things because I always think about growing up. I went to Catholic school. I probably told you guys this before. The shit that was going on in my Catholic elementary and middle school was shit that you see in like public high schools. Like sex scandals, just all
probably even worse.
And if I'm being honest, like once again, this is pre-high school.
Oh my god!
So it's like the things that we saw and that we experienced, like just to think back at some of the stuff that some of the kids said that I said, like it's like, what the fuck were we, like
Oh, 100%. 100%.
it's inevitable.
It's
It's
giving
inevitable.
Degrassi, honey.
I know, right? It's inevitable that
I grew up on Degrassi.
Your kids are going to experience some things that it's better if you educate them on it first, so they at least have an idea of
Exactly.
like some of the things that's going on. Of course, use your discretion on how you want to explain these things to them. You don't have to go full balls to the wall because kids don't understand certain things, but at least give them something to work with so that they aren't totally just
Caught off guard.
or blindsided by the stuff that they'll learn from other kids, because you don't know what other kids are experiencing at home.
Yeah. And I mean, and that's the sad part, because like you like literally you would like to think that parents are in their children's lives and are constantly parenting their kids and stuff like that, but we all know that's not the case. So like it is what it is. If you have to be proactive yourself to make sure that your kid is being parented, and make sure that they, like you said, that they know the things, that they at least know enough to be able to make the right decisions and to know right from wrong. That is the job of a parent. And I do feel like a lot of times, especially when it comes to the entertainment industry, a lot of people want to have the entertainers raise their kids because they're like, oh, well, my kids like their music. Okay, so what? At least my parents, I will say, as much as I love Lil' Kim, you know what I'm saying? My parents definitely were like, you don't say those words.
Yeah.
Like, don't you dare say any of them nasty behind words. I hear you rapping them lyrics, but you better bleep yourself out.
Yeah.
You bet not be saying any of them damn words as they cussing me out at the same time. But because my daddy knew he loved to cuss. But like he was also at the same time being like, you don't say those words because you are not an adult. So you don't get to do that. And so at least I had an understanding that, okay, I can't say those things, at least not around them. But I can't say those things. So, that's the type of things that need to be done. And I just feel like that type of parenting is slowly becoming a lost art, because now with practically the entertainment industry, social media, like so many things are starting to basically take the lives of children and become the children's parents. It's like the parents have no real control anymore. And I do blame how the easy accessibility of the internet, because you can access the internet from anywhere, literally. Like, and it's only going to get more and more accessible. So, it is becoming a harder job, but it's not impossible. And I just feel like more and more parents y'all got to step it up. You got to step it up, baby. You got to step it up. But we are not here to tell you how to parent, because none of us here are parents. But, that was just our little 2 cents. But speaking of 2 cents, I know a lot of y'all don't have many cents to rub together because y'all spent all y'all money on the heritage auction. Woo! So, I just want to start off this whole situation with this. Yo, do y'all know how much money this auction actually came across? Like how much money they actually accumulated with this auction?
I will say this. They were genius in selling them instead of just storing it away, paying more money into storage, whatever, etc.
Oh, I agree. Absolutely. Absolutely.
First of all, I didn't realize how rich people were in this economy.
Girl, I think that is the biggest That's the biggest takeaway for me.
Like,
That's the takeaway.
Right? Like, I know we all talked about it. I know, Brandon, you were all like, well, if I had the money. And I'm like, boy, girl, whoever. Really, truly, when I looked at those numbers, I'm like, it doesn't matter if I have money. That's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
That's ridiculous. I don't
crazy.
care.
Like, I just could not believe people. And like, I was literally seeing like people being like, oh, I spent all of my life savings, but I'm glad I did it.
Are
and
you
I'm
serious?
like, wait a minute.
I was about to say something. Let me just stop myself.
Listen, you probably were thinking the same thing I was thinking. But I'm
What?
like,
the whole life savings?
yes, people were dropping money. People were going into debt. People were doing all the things to try to secure this shit. And I'm just sitting here like, listen, God bless you. God bless you. And like, listen, I understand. Like, this is a once in a lifetime situation. Like, you will never, ever, ever have the opportunity to own a piece of the franchise in your hands. I get it. I really do. No, from a really understanding place. I get it. I wouldn't do it because I ain't got no money. But
well,
at the same time, it's like, I get if you have it and you want to do it.
But Brandon, it's
that's
clear
your business.
that, like you just said, people were going to debt into it. So it doesn't sound like people got money either. But it just sounds like they had a will. There was a way.
There was a way. And I mean, well, they had enough at the time. they had it at the time. They ain't got no more, but they had it at the time.
All I know is that is a lot of money.
I
mean, that could be a down payment for a car, for a home.
Girl, let's talk about.
Go ahead.
Let's talk about the final total, the final number of how much this stuff went for 2 days. $3,310,929.
Well, heck, they made more than the 2017 movie.
One more. How much was it again?
$3,310,929.
Wow.
That is insanity.
I wonder. That's wow.
$3 million.
I wonder how many people purchased.
Oh, honey. First of all, there's one person
they definitely made more than the 2017 movie.
Well, I mean, yes.
It was a joke, yes. But then I looked it up and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah. No, yeah. It really did.
Oh my God. Okay.
But no, like, there's this one person that literally was out here just bidding his life away, and he went by Bidder 102. I don't know if this person is a billionaire. I don't know if this person is a company owner. I don't know who this person is. Nobody knows who they are, actually. But this person was literally bidding like crazy, especially day 2. Day 2, they were going ham. Like, watching them bid.
I do have a question.
I watched the actual bid. Like, I watched the whole thing. Yeah. I
didn't know you could do that.
Let me not lie. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched certain seasons get bidded on. I was very disappointed with Zio and how they treated Zio. I was very disappointed. But because, girl, I rolled my eyes hard with how they were treating my Zio. But I just wanted to see the bidding with Mighty Morphin, Zio, Turbo, and In Space. And then day 2, I wanted to see like Dino Thunder SPD. And I think I also saw Cosmic Fury as well. So, like, I just wanted to see certain ones just to see how they would end up sizing up. And I'm not going to hold you. Like, I was very taken aback by what was happening. And like I said, that Bidder 102, they were snatching stuff up. I mean, they were just like outbidding people, fighting people. Like, they had hands. like
So,
cash hands. And they were just
so,
like, I'm gonna steal the bid from you. Like they were like, I want my shit.
so I need to ask. I need to ask. I for real need to ask. Did Hunter Dino win her suit?
No.
No.
Damn.
Oh, actually, her suit went for actually less than I thought it was going to be honest. Her suit went for 15 grand.
Oh, only? No, I'm
Yeah.
kidding. That's still a lot of money.
I mean, oh no, it's a lot of fucking money. But like it actually went for only 15,000. And I was like, wow. Granted, it sucks because no, she didn't win it and somebody has it. But when you really honestly think about that suit, it's not just that it was her suit and she
Exactly.
wanted it, but it's the idea. And someone explained this and articulated this, and I was like, this makes sense.
Hmm.
It's the fact that it's the final Red Ranger suit of the
Exactly.
franchise.
And she was the first, well, the first official and only official Red Ranger female
To do a full season.
To do a
to
full
do a
season.
full season.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And it was the
So,
last one.
yeah,
So that would genuinely make her suit be a little more expensive.
yeah.
Granted, I would have thought that it was going to be a lot more with the way that the
Everyone was
pre-bidding
attacking
was
it.
going. Yeah,
Uh,
like the way that pre-bidding was going, I thought it was going to be a lot more than that. But in the end, it wasn't that much
What
more. So I was like,
wasn't
it's
the
just
that
the cost of a little Kia. Oh, go ahead.
that wasn't that
right.
pre-bidding that was like people purposefully doing that to get under not get under Hunter's skin, but to like kind of spite her.
Oh,
Well, you,
absolutely. That was
well,
definitely the
also,
case.
oh yeah, but you also need to actually have the money though too.
Yeah.
Also that. Also
Mhm.
that.
So if you were just doing it out of spite, man, you got some play money just to do that out of spite.
But also too, the thing
Clearly
was
they
like,
do.
even if they did that and they had the money to do it, like if the gag would have been as if they actually won. Then it would
I
have been like,
know,
well, if you won it, then it's like you got to actually fork that money over. But
right?
if they only bidded it, they didn't have to lose anything, so it was cool,
Right.
But yeah,
But,
like they were
yeah.
definitely doing some spiteful shit for sure.
That's nasty though. That's so expensive. And I really feel
Yeah.
bad for her. I really did. I think out of everyone else, I think because she was so open about how much she wanted the suit, and I knew what it meant, right? Because like you just said, it meant the last official Red Ranger ever. The last first female Ranger that did a full season. So it was more than just the suit. It was, it's everything for
Yeah.
her. And
Yeah.
you know,
So I think that because of the way that the fandom is and the fact that she has a good rapport with them, I think somebody will probably make her a suit or something like that. Like she'll be
I
able to
mean,
get something. She won't
making her
have the original one
well, and
from
that's
the
just
from
it.
the
That wasn't
series, but
and that's the thing though, Will. I don't think that was the issue, right? Like you said, like anyone could get a suit done.
Mhm.
Anyone. If that was the case, why would everyone be betting like, thousands of dollars on on suits that were worn, right? Anyone can get a suit. It wasn't just, oh, let me just randomly get a suit. It was the fact that it was the suit.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, it was the one that
Mhm.
she wore and that she,
hmm
performed in, and like, I get that it had some sentimental value to her, and it's just like at the same time, I also still, it's like that suit represented a lot, and I think that even if it wasn't her, even if it was, Zato who ended up still being red at the end of in Cosmic Fury, if he still ended up being red, I think that it would have been the same thing, same
hmm
issue. It would have probably went for a lot of money because of the fact that it's the last Red Ranger suit of the franchise as we know it.
hmm
So it's like, yeah, unfortunately, that's just what it's gonna be,
And
and
I
it
hate
just
to,
sucks.
and I hate to say it too, but I think it would have gone a lot more if they don't remain the Red Ranger.
Oh, for sure,
You
for
know, I'm
sure.
not, I'm not saying this to be shady. I'm not saying this like, I'm just saying this because we know how our society works.
Yeah, Yeah,
You know,
and
so
I agree 100%. I agree
so
100% on that. I think that it probably would have been a lot more if
hmm
had it been Zato who was wearing it for sure. I agree with that.
Mm.
And I also think that what really sucked about the whole situation is that, and this is just my own personal bias, right? But I did not, although it was cute, but I did not too much care for the actors getting up and being like, hey, let me go and show everybody that I remember my old suit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I personally, even though, like I said, it was cute because I love my Power Rangers aunties, Catherine Sutherland and Nakia Breeze. I love my aunties. You know what I'm saying? Because those are the Power Ranger aunties. I love them down. But I personally did not like the fact that they got those actors and actresses to come and collaborate with them on the heritage auction. I didn't like that. To me, there was a certain part of that that just felt very. Um, it felt very.
Manipulative.
Yes,
yeah, it felt
yes,
wrong.
that
It
is
felt
the
really
perfect
wrong.
word.
It felt
Manipulative.
wrong because
It
like,
felt wrong.
and what's crazy is like you knew that some of them actually wanted their suit too, but there wasn't anything they
Yes.
could have done about it.
Exactly. And that is what I didn't like is the fact that you knew that these people would have wanted their suits. Granted, like Nakia was making jokes about it and she was just like, I could barely even I couldn't fit in it back then and all this stuff. And she was making jokes about it, but it's like I'm pretty sure she would have still wanted a piece of that as a memory. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dang, and to hear, her talk about, why she loved the Zeo suits and why she loved the Turbo suits, and then Kat giving her thing on like why she loves certain suits and why and her time as the Pink Ranger on the show and stuff like it's like I personally just didn't. It was actually sad to me, more or less, because I know they were talking about it more in a very jubilee type fashion, where it was just like, yeah, I remember, like it's so happy, it's so great, I'm so happy. But at the same time, it was very sad to me because it's like you probably will not be able to get that said suit, and then also like someone else is going to be able to get it, and more than likely they're probably going to upsell it for almost double the price that they paid for it. So even if you wanted to get it, they're probably not going to gift it to you, and they're probably going to sell it for almost 3 times the price to make their money back and then some. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's just like, damn, like I don't know, like it just I personally just didn't like it. I would have loved if they just would have been like, look, fuck it. Like, we just gonna go ahead and sell this shit. Go ahead and join us for the auction and call it a day. But to use the actors as the promoters of it, that didn't sit well with me. It just didn't.
No,
I don't know. I didn't
that
like
was
it.
no, it definitely wasn't
You can
cool. And
understand
when
it.
I saw that, it was just like I thought it was weird. I'm like, why? Especially when you knew most of them wanted their stuff back.
Mhm.
Exactly. And that's the part for me. That's the part that really got me is the fact that a lot of them actually did want their stuff.
I wonder if they knew, but then at the same time, it's not like they would care anyway. You know?
Yeah.
No, they don't. But I wish all the actors said no to coming.
Mm.
You know?
I wish, I wish they stood up for themselves and stood up for their fellow coworkers and like and just said, you know what, no, we're not doing this. I'm just saying, like it because by them saying yeah, they'll do it, especially the OGs, it's almost like saying like, well, we didn't care, so why should you care? Like it's I don't know.
Yeah.
It was just like a toss away, It's just like, like, it's not a big deal. Why do you want your stuff back? It's not a big deal. Someone else can have it. It should go to somebody else. That kind of, I don't know. It's just giving me the wrong vibe for sure.
Yeah, and that was the reason why I didn't too much care for it either. I was just like, I'm not too cool with that. But you know, as I said, the people were like, they. I'm not gonna lie. I personally believe Nakia and Kat actually were the ones that really pushed it because like I saw the Blake Foster one, and I'm like, ain't nobody checking for you like that. But the people were checking for Nakia and Kat. Like they made so many videos. You know what I'm saying? Like they had
I,
like 4 different videos.
I feel like the first one that announced like a partnership, that was Walter, right?
Mm-hmm. It was Walter.
But yeah, but like you said, Nikki and Kat did a little bit more.
Yeah, like
I guess
they
a
went
lot more.
a lot more. Like they went ham with that. And, it was just like, I really feel like that 3 mil, y'all need to thank Nakia and Kat. Like, if we gonna be honest about it, y'all need to thank the Power Ranger aunties because they the ones who got the people interested and got the ball rolling. I'm just saying.
So what happened to everything wasn't sold? So what happened to it? Any idea? Probably.
So okay, so there were some things that were not sold. And I believe if I'm not mistaken, I think it like they sent out an email or they sent out something just basically from my understanding, they sent something out. I could be wrong and I could be making this up, but I swear I think that what happened was they sent something out to the people who did purchase and was like, okay, these things weren't bought. Like I said, I could be making it up, but I do also know for sure that if they did not, like, say, for example, if they did win and they weren't able to actually pay for it, it went to the next person behind them. So if they, for example, say, for example, you bidded 17 grand and then I jumped
Ooh.
over you and bidded 18 grand.
Mm.
I couldn't pay that 18. So then they reached out to you and were like, okay, do you still want it for 17? So that's how it went. If you weren't able to buy it. Now I do know that I think it was the Dino Charge blue suit, if I'm not mistaken. That one was not bought at all. Like I don't think anyone bid it on that at all. Because there were like 2 different ones, I believe. There were like 2 different suits, and one of them wasn't bidded on at all. And then there was another one, there was the other one that was bidded on. So I'm not sure exactly how that worked, but
Yoshi would
yeah,
have loved to have that. That's crazy.
right, right.
Mm.
So, yeah, it's so odd. Like there's so many things that went on during this thing, but I do want to talk about the top 10 items that were sold and the top 10 items that weren't sold or that didn't sell well. Um was the lower 10 items that didn't sell well. So the top 10 items that were sold were the starting with Doggy Kruger, the animatronic suit and head. It was sold for 18,750. Quiet as it's kept, Javi's Cosmic Fury suit outsold Hunter's. Hunter's suit was 15,000. Javi's suit sold for 20.
Wow.
I was gagged. I was like, oh, hold on. Not his suit sold more, but it makes sense because not gonna lie, his suit was the best one because it's jet black. Like it kind of was the best one. I mean, it was the best one, and it had the metal arm. It was the best one. Also tied for 20K was the Hero Red Ranger costume from Once and Always. Next after that was the Goldar Maximus costume for $21,250. Then, when going back to Mighty Morphin, the next one was Kimberly's Pink Ranger suit, worn by Amy Jo Johnson, sold for $22,500. Twee Trang's suit, the Yellow Ranger suit from Mighty Morphin, was next. It sold for $23,750. The next was the Green Ranger Hero Dragon Dagger from Once and Always. That was $23,750. Also tied with Trini's suit. Ika's RPM Hero Leather Jacket from Power Rangers RPM sold for $27,500. The Thunder Megazord head from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers sold for $27,500. Jason David Frank's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers suit from the original one, not the Once and Always, but the 90s one, sold for 30 grand. I knew his suit was gonna sell for a pretty penny. I knew it. I was like, yeah, people gonna want to buy that original Green Ranger suit. Now here are the top two. Coming at number 2, the Astro Mega Ship / Astro Megazord.
Wow.
That one sold for $47,500.
The hell?
Wow.
That's an entire car.
I watched that bid as it happened.
Like, okay,
Wow.
real talk, though, how big is the spaceship? Does it
Oh no,
actually
it's
fly?
pretty big. It's pretty big. It's pretty big.
Bigger than the Zap one?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yes.
What the hell are they gonna put that thing?
Yeah, like because it's a show. It's the actual model that they use for filming,
and it transforms.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Shut up! Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's wow.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes. Oh yes. So, and I believe if I'm not mistaken, that's the same one that they used in Japan too.
So the one that they used in the Megazord, the transformation.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder how tall it is when it's formed. Jeez,
it's pretty big.
I want to know how they're gonna transform it.
I want to see. I want to see these people that bought this shit. Like, show us.
Right?
Right. Like, actually make a video.
Like, right?
Show us.
And
show us how this works.
Clean it. Show us how you clean it. Show us how you store it. Like, I need to know the 411 because you can't just let it sit there. It's gonna collect dust. You know, like,
and it'll probably like deteriorate. Well, eventually.
Yeah, so they'll need to like WD-40 that shit, especially if you're gonna transform it. Like, I have questions.
Okay, girl. Like I'm trying to tell you,
forget the $47,000 you spent on it. I need to know how you're gonna maintain it.
Right.
I have questions now.
Oh yes. Oh yes. I'm like, oh wow, this is crazy. Yeah, 47.
That is crazy.
But this one took the cake. I watched this one as well when it happened.
Okay.
The Cosmic Blaster, the big cannon from Power Rangers Cosmic Fury, the cannon that they combined all their weapons, all 7 of their hero weapons into, that became a big hodgepodge, just random cannon. That thing went for $87,500.
What?
$87,000.
That's wild because you just wouldn't think that something newer would make that much money.
Never. You would never think that something that new. And honestly, no shade, that ugly
I knew you were
would
gonna
be
say
that much money.
Like I know that it did good on Netflix, but like still, compared to Tommy and Kimberly suits,
Right.
and even the Red Ranger suit, the original one. That's wow.
That's crazy. Like that much money? 87,000.
Like that many
I
people wanted it.
That
Wow.
many people wanted that. That many people. And like watching that live, when I say gagged, I was gagged. Okay. Like my mouth was like literally on the floor because I'm like, there's no fucking way somebody paid that. And somebody did. Like they literally paid $87,000.
Like
$87,500
honestly, for that
for
kind of
that.
money, it could have gone like an Audi S7
Oh
25
God.
2025 series. Like
These people just better have like cars and homes and shit already.
like like I'm looking at this car right now because I wanted to look up how much you can get for $87,000. A 2025 Audi S7.
Mm.
That's what you can get for $87,000.
Well, they better sit their ass on that cannon and get to moving because like
That is
that's crazy.
That's
ridiculous.
wow.
I don't
I
even
said,
know.
wow,
Like,
y'all.
I just can't fathom that. Like,
Yeah.
you, like what?
Yeah. That's money. Jesus Christ. That
That's
like we grown
money.
now. That's money. Like I just can't. That's just like
No.
wow.
Well, obviously we grown up because you think their parents are gonna spend that kind of money? Hell no.
I mean, shit. We don't know. We don't know.
Well, most of them won't, because now what I want to know is where you're storing this. Okay, listeners, please, if you guys are the ones that's purchased it, can you please make us a video and send it to us or like tag us in it? I need
You
to
want to
see.
come on and talk about it?
Yeah,
Okay, because
exactly.
that's
You
what I
want
want to know.
like if you want to come on to our show, we're inviting you personally. Like, to our listeners out there, if you guys know who bought it, please invite them to our show. We would love them on. We need to know. We have questions. Like we're not gonna judge because we hear. Remember, we're doing we listen and we don't judge. Okay, but I
Girl, I'm
need
not gonna
you.
hold you. I might judge you if you come on here
I
and say
need.
that shit.
You
I
can't say
might
that, Brendan.
judge
They're not
you.
gonna come on. Okay.
I might judge you because I'm like,
No,
you paid how much for this?
Brendan. Remember, you were saying just a couple episodes ago, if I had the money, shoot, I wouldn't mind. And I
But
quote you on
girl,
that.
$87,000?
Well, you said if you had the money, you can
Girl,
specify how much.
I
Okay,
listen, I
Brendan?
buy things that are pretty.
Listen,
Like
Brendan.
that ain't pretty. I
Listen.
nah.
Just because
I ain't
you,
spending no
Brendan,
$87,000 on that
Brendan,
ugly shit.
pretty,
I ain't doing
pretty,
that.
pretty is subjective, okay? Just because you don't think it's pretty doesn't mean they don't think it's pretty. All right. All right. Okay. So,
I ain't paying that
you
kind
know,
of money for that shit.
all I'm saying is, listeners, please invite those guests on. We would like them on. We don't know who they are, but they are welcome.
You
Reach
know
out to
what?
us.
And honestly, like dead ass, I really do think that we should at least try to get Bitter 102 because Bitter 102 was holding it down. Like they bought Matt Austin's SPD suit.
Shut
And
up,
like
really?
he was literally on
Was
live.
it? I need to know. Was it Butterly? Like, I just need to know. Was it, like if it was Butterly, I can understand. It better be
Girl,
making me toast.
listen, like
Matt Austin better come with that suit. No, I'm kidding.
no, for real, like because that's crazy. Like it
How
was
much?
absolutely
How much?
ridiculous.
How much is the suit sold for?
How much did what?
How much did Matt Austin's suit sold for?
I want to say it sold for like a little over 3 grand. Not three, yeah, 3 grand.
Shut
It
up.
sold, yeah, it sold for like 3,000 and something.
That's
Yeah.
it. Now I feel bad for Matt Austin because it
No.
wasn't even that much money.
Yeah, like it sold for actually I can tell you right now. Hold on.
Not 3 grand.
I can
Poor
tell you
Matt.
right now exactly how much it sold for. It sold for what did it sold for? What did it sell for? Let me see. Oh, it didn't. It's not on here. Yeah, it did sell for over 3,000, but I can't see the actual like full number. But and I don't
That's
feel like
okay.
actually looking. But yeah, it
That's
sold for over
okay.
3,000.
That's very unfortunate for Matt Austin. I feel bad for him.
Yeah, and I mean like, and he was literally like legit um, watching the whole thing unfold. Like he was on live watching it.
Shit.
And he was just like, well, I hope it makes you happy and, all this stuff like that. And I'm just
Shit.
like, oh, baby, you probably sitting there. Once you turn that live off, we was like, stop. It was just like, damn, I wish I actually did that. But,
But you
um,
know what though? He just got a family to take care of, so it's not like he can be out here, recklessly spending money like that. So
you know, so it's just like, damn. But what I will also say too, like once again, and I still hold true to this. If you got it, then then listen, go be great.
that's the guy who just judged some guy for spending $87,000 on an item that
Absolutely.
that he claims is ugly.
Absolutely. Because it's ugly. Because it's ugly. That's why I'm like, I'm not paying that kind of money for that.
Well,
No.
Brandon, just because he ain't paying it doesn't mean someone else isn't.
True, but it's still ugly. And I'm just like, ain't no way in hell. I'm
No.
paying that. No. But yeah. So that those are the ones that sold very well. Now the ones that were the lowest items were pretty much all the new shit, honestly. So, um, so we had let me see, the Hingeman Spears, the Dino Fury Cycle, the front of it, the little dinosaur head,
Mhm.
um, Monty's outfit, Random Paper Goods, the Moser Razor Blaster from Cosmic Fury,
Mhm.
the Dino Fury Gold Fury Blade Blaster, which is what Ion used to transform with and also fight with. Um, the Gold Fury Blade Blaster. No, that's literally what I just said. Yes, that's a part of it. Actually, those two are together. I don't know why they separated it, but anyway, um, the Striker Sabers from Beast Morphers that the Gold and Silver used. The Chillers suit sold pretty low. Miratrix outfit sold pretty low.
Mhm.
The Beast X King Ultra Bow from Beast Morphers sold low. Let me see. Oh my gosh. Um, the Ninja Battle Morphers sold pretty low, and um, the costume that Camille wore in Jungle Fury. Her
The green one or her actual the what she normally wore?
what she normally wore, not
Oh, okay.
the battle suit. Yeah, her regular outfit that she wore in human form. That one sold pretty low. So, those things weren't too big of sellers, but I kind of had a feeling that it was going to be more the newer stuff because people really didn't want that stuff like that.
Mhm.
But it was a lot of Dino Fury stuff. I was kind of gagged. I was like, damn, like y'all didn't care for Dino Fury? I mean, y'all didn't like it? Shit, like damn. But to each his own. But yeah, so if you bought something from the little piece of heritage auction, um, and you spent a whole bunch of money. I'm mainly talking to you, PR Bidder 102. Let me get $1.
Yeah.
Since you got it, let me get $1 because you out here with the big bucks and rent due. So and my birthday coming up. So if you wanna, cash out me a couple grand, you know what I'm
Dude, all of
saying?
our birthdays are coming up.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
right. Lena's birthday
All of
coming up
ours.
too. You know what I'm saying? Like
Will, like all of ours.
all of our no, Will's birthday already passed, right?
No,
No,
it's
it's in
in
January.
January.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, you're a Capricorn. Oh my god. Um, I didn't mean to say it like that, but but no, she's right. Like all of our birthdays are like right behind each other. So like, yes, feel free to like give us money. Like hell,
I mean,
I
I
would
know,
not be upset if you broke us up like
I
1,000 a piece. Like
right.
Oh
I was
my
I'd
just
be
gonna
cool
say,
with
I
it.
gosh.
know the boys can accept Venmo, Cash App.
Hello.
Yeah.
Like, for myself, we can do PayPal.
Listen, okay. And they be taxing this kind of stuff now. So if you want to say you did it towards the Tribunal of the Grid fund, you know what I'm saying? Then you can get a nice little tax write-off.
This is true.
Like it is what it is. So I think it's a great idea.
I think it's fantastic.
Like
Our accounts are always open to accept.
always open. So PR Bitter 102, if you're listening, come on, like go ahead and spot us some money. Go ahead. We would love that. But who is also looking for some money are the 1,100 staff members who were laid off from Hasbro due to Chris Cox. That was a terrible segue, but I'm sorry, it had to be done.
Who is Chris? Who is Chris again?
So Chris Cox is the CEO of Hasbro. He's the one who took over. Yes, he's the one who took over. Was the original CEO passed away.
Rest in peace, brother.
And okay, because he was the one who really actually believed in the franchise. And, unfortunately, due to his timely death, Chris Cox, and actually his name, I kid you not, I really do think that this man's name is this. Let me fact check this before I make this joke. I want to say his middle name starts with a P. And if it does, because I think somebody actually did find his full name, and it's Chris P. Cox. And if you say it fast, it's funny as fuck. So
wow,
Crispy Cox. Anyway, even if his middle name doesn't start with a P, I'm going to say it anyway. So Crispy Cox. Speaking of coins, right? Hasbro to lay off dozens of employees once again, as it considers potential move to Boston. So as we know, Hasbro isn't doing so well, right? And Hasbro is once again going through layoffs, and more people are losing their jobs, right? Now with the company moving to Massachusetts, based on this article by NBC Boston, the company's move to Massachusetts could strengthen the business in state. Hasbro and its subsidiaries earned $5 billion in net revenues last year and employed 500,000 people worldwide. Hundreds of employees work for Hasbro in Rhode Island, though the exact number is not known. So what that could potentially mean is it could actually gain them more money by moving, but it also means that people who are in Rhode Island, unless they want to move with the company, will lose their job. Once again, Hasbro is just not they're just not faring well, and it has a lot to do with it just has a lot. I feel like personally it just has a lot to do with mismanagement. Since Chris Cox has taken over, Chris Peacocks, since he has taken over, And I think this man's middle name starts with a P. If it does, that is fucking amazing. I'm just gonna keep it anyway. Crispy Cox. Um, this man literally has just been laying off people left and right. Hell, he did it last year, and now more people are getting laid off. It's just not looking good for Hasbro. So, be expecting for Power Rangers to probably be on hiatus for quite some time. Because, like, and I don't even really think that Hasbro is even going to really produce it because, like, I'm pretty sure they're probably going to end up, like, asking some other company to come in and, like, basically do it for them because it almost kind of seems like Hasbro doesn't want anything really to do with Power Rangers. And also, from my understanding, they've also pretty much gotten rid of all of like their movie licenses as well. So like in terms of like their movies like Transformers and stuff like that, they'll be no longer producing them. So you know, it's like, what the fuck is Hasbro doing? Nobody freaking knows. But one person has their eyes set on it, and it is Elon fucking Musk.
Right.
That. Mm, let me
Okay,
hush.
first of all, that is random.
I'm about to say something very cruel. Go ahead.
That was random. Secondly, did you know the article won't even allow me to open it because it says that I'm not in the USA? And what did it say? It goes, people in Canada cannot view this content. The content from news publication cannot be viewed in Canada in response to Canadian government legislation. I can never say that word properly.
Legislation.
So I can't even see that article.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So whatever's happening with Hasbro and the public, and they're keeping it hush hush.
Well, shit, from the world, this is like for everybody else. It was like, yeah, we don't want y'all to know. We don't want y'all to know what's going on.
But in response to Elon Musk, like interested in purchasing it, I'm actually kind of curious as to why he's interested. And it's such a random thing because, like, last time I checked, Elon's really into like futuristic AI shit, right? And Power Rangers isn't exactly futuristic-ish or AI.
So what I hear is that he's a big fan of Dungeons and Dragons, and Hasbro owns it, and that's why he is interested.
Yes.
Well, that's kind of random too for him to be interested in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes, he is.
He's a nerd, I guess.
Huh?
He's a nerd, I guess.
Is he?
I guess so. If he likes Dungeons and Dragons.
This is kind of random. This is random.
But you know, here's the thing, right? Personally, like, I am not
a fan.
Okay, I'm not a fan of this man, and for him to all of a sudden just, first of all, even if he likes Dungeons and Dragons, and he's like, how much? Because the tweet that he tweeted was, he was like, he literally tweeted, how much is Hasbro? As soon as he tweeted that, Hasbro's stock jumped up in price. Like the shares rose up by 2% as soon as Elon Musk tweeted that out. So, like, this man is definitely taking a lot of things by storm. Like, he is like, as soon as he says, "Ooh, I'm interested in it," all of a sudden, like, the price goes up, right?
Damn.
And what's so crazy about this? And I literally was like, if this man takes his colonizer, his colonizing, grummy little Michelin man shaped ass hands and tries to buy fucking Hasbro, and then Power Rangers is under this man, I'm telling y'all right now, I might have to leave it alone. I might have to leave Power Rangers alone, y'all. I might just have to move on. Yeah, yeah, no. I just couldn't do it. I could not support this because I'm just like, no, absolutely the fuck not. Like, I don't want that man nowhere near this fucking company. Like, listen, I know Chris Cox is a fucking terrible ass CEO, but don't make no stupid decisions like letting this man buy this fucking company. Like that is the stupidest decision you could possibly do. I mean, we saw exactly what happened with Twitter. Like Twitter is losing money left and right. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm pretty sure a bunch of people, if this man ends up buying it, Hasbro will also lose money. So it's just like, please, y'all, don't be stupid. But also at the same time, just the fact that the shares went up just from him inquiring about it, like the stock just jumped up, is just that's crazy to me. So I just wanted to highlight that, and the people on Twitter were basically like being pretty much had the same sentiment as me, being like, absolutely the fuck not. Like, no, like cut it out. Cut it out, Elon. Don't even try it. So with that being said, Hasbro, Crispy Cops, keep it crispy and don't do nothing stupid, okay? Like, don't be stupid. But we're gonna go ahead and keep this theme rolling, keep it going. And now we're gonna go ahead and go into the Power Rangers edition of We Listen and We Don't Judge. Now, as we stated earlier, that whole thing is just fucking hilarious. If you haven't seen it on TikTok, like there are some funny ones, there are some really sad ones, there are some embarrassing ones, but overall, I think it's a cute little thing to do, and I just wanted to just see if we could try it out. So, are y'all ready?
As ready as I can be.
We listen and we don't
judge.
Okay, so I'm not gonna hold y'all. I think I'm starting to. I don't know if I could even say this. So I revisited Operation Overdrive, and I think I'm starting to like it.
What the hell?
We listen and we don't judge.
Oh
remember?
shit! My bad. Damn.
No, that's the part of it, right? We listen and we don't judge. Okay.
You know, like I don't know. Like there are certain parts about it that I was like genuinely like, ooh, like this was actually low key kind of cool. Like, because I like the trans tech cycle, like the trans tech armor cycle. Like I was like, oh wow, that was actually kind of cool. The little cycle thing that turned into a robot.
Didn't Rose get to wear that?
Everybody got to drive it.
She actually wore the armor, right?
Well, no, she got to pilot it because they all got to jump into the little car and then like drive it and stuff. So I was like, that's actually really cool. So I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. So yeah. Don't. I'm not saying that it's in my top 10, but I was like, you know what? It's not as bad as I remembered it. So yeah.
We listen
and we don't judge.
Okay, so you guys know that I've said this before. I don't hate Jungle Fury. I actually think it was a really decent season.
I love how he went so silent.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm like,
yeah, I was expecting the absolute just horseshit worst when I watched it for the first time, because I can remember I would listen to MPS and they would talk about the Disney seasons and they would talk about the tail end of the Disney era, of course, except for RPM. And then they said that those were just horrible seasons. And then I watched it and it's like, I'm enjoying what I'm watching. I'm enjoying the story. You know, everybody's not great, but I think especially coming from Overdrive, I just have fun with it.
Ooh, not too much.
And I loved I loved Camille. She was one of my favorite female generals. Um and RJ, of course. And I had fun with it. I had fun with the season long story.
I
But
just didn't
you
like
know,
that there weren't no black people, but okay.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That was one of the ones that didn't have. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I personally like Jungle Fury. I love their theme song. Like that would be one of
Oh, I
my
didn't like
like.
that.
Oh, I love their theme song.
I
Remember,
like parts of it. I didn't like the chorus.
hey,
I
we
thought it was
listen
one
and
of the
we
more
don't
weaker
judge.
ones.
I
Okay, all
I
right,
I
sorry.
like them all, so I like the whole thing. But hey,
Ooh. All right. Moving
yeah, you're
on.
welcome.
We
We
We listen,
listen
listen
but we
and
don't
we
judge.
don't
don't
judge.
judge.
I am no judge.
Okay, I don't know if I ever admitted this to you guys or if you guys ever remember this. That includes the listeners. I actually never liked Tweeny's character. I never liked her. Will this I never liked Tweenie.
Yes.
You say that as I'm looking at her lightning collection head.
I'm sorry. Remember, we listened to it. Don't die.
Mm.
I never liked Tweenie's character. Oh, that's all I got to say.
Oh gosh. Oh, you took the breath out of Will. Oh my gosh, are you okay?
Yes.
Oh my God. I will say though, I felt the need to like her after she passed,
Mm.
Oh.
which makes it worse.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
and then of course to make it even more worse, as I age, growing up, being Asian, and I'm sure some of you listeners can kind of relate. It wasn't cool to be like another ethnicity other than white, you know? So
Mhm.
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
I never really identify like, and I'm not saying this as if like how like today we're all like, oh, I identify as this and no, I'm not saying like that. I literally mean like you didn't want to sound Asian. You didn't want to or
Mm.
sound like, wherever you're from, right? You didn't want to have an
Right.
Mhm.
accent. You didn't you want to talk like you were what you were, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um and so where I was going with this is that after she had passed and and as I age, it dawned on me that like she is one of the first heroes that I should have looked up to because there wasn't many at the time. And it was around the same time that I was getting, oh, you look like Lucy Liu, you look like Lucy Liu, because she was the only Hollywood Asian
Mhm.
actress out there
Mhm.
for people to compare me to, right? So
Mhm.
then if I felt that's when I start to feel more connected to her as a actress. And that's when I kind of, in a way, forced myself to like her character, even
Mhm.
though I personally grew up not really loving her character.
Mhm.
I do love her character in the comics now that I'm older. I felt like the
Mhm.
comics gave her way more life, way more personality.
Way more
Um,
to do. Mhm.
exactly. And I was just gonna say, personally, for me as a child, I never clinged on to her. She never felt like she never stood out to me.
That's
That's
real.
fair. That's fair. They didn't really give her a lot to do. I felt
Yeah,
like the times that she had, for me at least, the times that
yeah.
they actually gave her um, some like focus. I
Mhm.
thought that she delivered, but it was just so few and far between. I
Ex-
think
ex-
2 seasons she got like 4 focus episodes, if that.
Is
Yeah.
In
that
88
right?
episodes? In 88 episodes.
Right? I know when Cassie came along, I really liked her
She got a
because
lot to do.
exactly. So I now that I reflect back on it, that is my that's my honest opinion. I never really liked her character.
Mhm.
Not that I would say as an actress she did a bad job, nothing like that. It's just as a child, I was never not gravitated towards her. So that
Mhm.
is
No,
my confession.
That's
and
fair.
honestly, like that's fair. And I mean, like I'm not gonna hold you. I actually, and I've said this on the air too. Like I wasn't necessarily a fan of Trini like that growing up. I really wasn't like a Yellow Ranger stan until Aisha.
Mm.
Like when Aisha stepped on the scene, I know people were like, no, they're getting rid of the original three. I was the opposite. I was like, Stone Canyon Trio, Stone Canyon Trio. Like I was like rooting
Oh,
for them.
girl,
Okay. I
because
loved
I
the Stone
said
Canyon Trio.
hello, Adam Park. How you doing?
Girl, it was me talking about Rocky. I had a little thing for Rocky, boo.
Oh
Like
my
I
god.
was like, ooh, Rocky kind of reminds me a little bit of like Ricky Martin, if Ricky Martin was like John Claude Van Damme.
Oh my
So
god.
I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
ooh, it was given. It was given for
Wow.
me, even though like my first crush wasn't until TJ, but still I was
Oh
kind of giving Rocky the little googly
no.
eyes because I was like,
My
Rocky
my,
kind of fine.
my
But
first was Adam Park. Adam Park till this day. He was my first crush.
oh, I get it. I get it.
Mhm.
He was fine. Okay. Adam was cute. Okay. And he had that like
Okay.
innocent cute about him too. It
Right?
was just
Oh,
so like, oh my gosh.
like, he was like
Um,
that nice guy that you knew he was gonna get the girl, you know? He like he
exactly.
was not that nice guy that was gonna be the friend. Like he was
Mhm.
definitely gonna get the girl. I
Exactly.
he
Except he
had
never
me
got a girl. Well, I
well,
guess unless you want to say Tanya, but
for all we know, he had behind the scene girlfriends. Maybe he had Tanya. We don't know.
Listen, the comic said otherwise. The comic said he got Tanya.
oh
So
right, I still
I
haven't read
Exactly.
that. I bought it. I still haven't
So
read it.
I need you to
so
read that.
Yeah.
But but I say all of this to say, like, I wasn't really necessarily a Trini fan. Like, honestly, when it came to the original three, I really wasn't too much of a fan with them either, like that.
same, same.
You
I'm not gonna
know,
lie. I did
I
not
really
Mm.
wasn't.
I did not care for
Ugh,
Jason. Nope. Wait, wait,
no.
wait. We gotta get back to our game so we can confess some
Oh yes,
more.
yes, yes. I'm sorry,
Mm.
but once again, yeah, I wasn't a fan of Trini either. I wasn't like I was kind of like Aisha. I was like when Aisha came, boom. I was like that starts my Yellow Ranger like love, and it just kept going since then. But anyway,
For the record,
um,
I do not feel the same as these two.
sorry.
Hey, remember,
Um,
well, we listen
we
and we
Oh
listen
don't.
and we
yeah.
don't judge.
Oh,
But no, I would probably say my last one would be out of all the movies, the one that I do find myself watching more
Mhm.
mm-hmm.
is the Turbo movie.
Mhm.
Not saying that I like it, but I find myself watching it more. And I think the reason why is because it is the one that is the most in canon.
I saw somebody else say that this week.
Wait,
That is the reason.
can you remind me what happened in the Turbo movie again?
Oh, girl, of course. Rocky breaks his back.
Right.
That's
Larago,
not.
that ugly ass dwarf,
I didn't think Lyrical was
alien
ugly.
came and he had his whole family kidnapped by Divatox and she threatened to kill him. She actually almost did kill him a couple of times. And and also that she could kidnap him and take him to this island and then basically barely almost killed his little ass to awaken
Okay,
Malagor, and
Blurgle
then
looks like one of those like
Largo.
one of those furry friends. You know the little owl?
Furby or
Yeah.
Glimmer. He like
Oh,
Furby and a gremlin.
Furby.
He does
Furby.
look like a Furby and a Gremlin like mated and had like a love child, and they were like, "Oh shit, this shit is ugly as hell," and then abandoned him. Like that's what he looks like.
So cute. What are you?
Like Larago was ugly as fuck. Like let's be very clear.
Oh, that
Larago
was,
was ugly.
I guess. All right. All right. Now that I remember, I can see that, honestly. And plus, Tanya was in it. So, like,
Ex-
girl,
there you
girl,
go. There you go. There's a silver
And
lining.
evil Kimberly. Well, evil Kimberly
right?
and
And evil
Jason.
Kimberly. So,
And
I
then
just feel
evil
like
Kimberly, she was out here
that's
choking bitches out. You
right.
feel
That's what I'm
me?
Like
saying.
they
I'm like,
actually like that was crazy. Like Divatox actually killed Jason and Kimber. Well, kinda. And
Kinda, yeah.
kinda.
Like
Cause like they did
she sacrificed them.
sacrifice them into fucking lava and turn them evil. That was crazy.
mhm. So that's
Like
what I'm
I'm telling
saying.
y'all,
Like,
Divatox is fucking like Divatox is probably
she,
one of the most like violent villains we've ever had.
she
A
like
domestic
followed through.
terrorist.
She followed through.
She followed
Hmm.
through.
And
Like
she
She was
won in the
like,
end.
and she
Well,
won.
her season, yeah.
yeah. So I'm just saying, like that bitch, she can be on my team any day.
Seriously. Like Divatox, I'm with her. Viva la Diva. Like put some respect on Divatox's name. Period.
Right?
And then,
Oh
first
my.
of all, and this is not me trying to be funny or anything like that, but like they knew what they were doing when they designed her costume
Oh,
because
100%.
Yeah,
mama's chest perky. Okay, they were sitting, honey.
it
They
helped
were
that she was
sitting in that
pregnant.
outfit, and right, and she was pregnant when she was filming that.
Yep.
I'm like, girl, oh, Miss Mamas was on. And then, of course, when they brought on the show, they were like, okay, we got to cover you up. But like for the movie, they were like, oh, yes, free the jugs, honey, free the jugs. But who's next? We listen and we
And we
don't
don't judge.
judge.
Well,
Oh, so that's crazy. That was a perfect segue. I was gonna say Divatox is one of the greatest villains in Power Rangers history.
Period. I
she
agree with that
was.
one. That was probably one of the only ones that I actually agree with out of all of
Like we
these.
we like we literally just talked about it. Like she won in at the end of the season for Turbo.
Yeah.
She set out for a goal and she accomplished it. Um, I thought that Hillary Shepard, her take on Divatox was just amazing. Like in the movie and in the show, the way that she was so unhinged, but it was
Unhinged.
like just hilarious. She's like one of the actors that they can play a role like that, but it is so over the top, but it's still good and it's still funny. Where it's like that takes a certain amount of skill to be able to do that. So like she actually can act, and that helped a lot. And I just loved her character. Like since I was a kid, she was so funny and just so over the top. And I just loved her. I just loved her. I was so happy to see her pop up in the comics. What was that during? That was before Mighty Morphin ended. There was like a flashback where she popped up in the comics. I thought that was really cool. And I love that we get to see Hillary still doing cons and stuff and getting love from fans. Um, yeah, and like even Carol Hoyt's version, she was a lot more I think sinister. She wasn't as over the top, but and I have mentioned domestic terrorism with her planting bombs all over Angel Grove.
No, for real. And I mean, like, and that's another thing too about Divatox that I actually enjoyed. I enjoyed the fact that there were two different women who brought two different takes to the character, and both had their own sense of unhingedness to it. And I just absolutely love that. You had one who played it like a freaking dictator who was like legit, like you said, a domestic terrorist going around trying to blow shit up. And then you also had one who was just completely batshit crazy and was just like she legit like low-key had a personality disorder, and
Oh my God.
like she was out here trying to kill little baby aliens. Like I fucking loved her. Like I fucking loved her. I loved every bit of her. And like I'm not one of those fans who are like, oh well, I prefer one more than the other. I think both did an amazing job in their own right.
They both were something different.
Right. And they were both different, and they both brought something to the character that neither one of them could bring. You know, like they both did it in their own way, and they both did it well. So that's why I'm like, I don't have this one is my favorite, this one is better. Like, I don't feel like that at all. I think both of them were fantastic. So yeah, I agree with you on that. Divatox, one of the best villains in Power Rangers, hands down. I agree. I'm down. I agree.
We listen and we don't judge.
I just recently rewatched Forever Red, and I can't help but kind of laugh. And this is where I'm going to cross the line a little bit. I can't help. No, not about it. I can't help but watch and kind of list off every single Red Ranger and kind of associate them with the real life actor. And I'm like, you know, this one is in jail. This one is, you know, allegedly allegedly going to jail for tax evasion. This one murder his roommate. This one did this. This one's dead. Like, it was bad.
Well, that actually was a lot more tame than what you were saying off air.
Okay, yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not as bad as it's gonna come out, but yeah. So that happened, and I don't think.
My God!
So watching Forever Red was an interesting take this time around. It's my first time in a long time.
Lena.
What?
Oh my God.
We listen and we don't touch.
I just knew you were gonna do this. I just knew it. I just knew. Honestly, I'm not even gonna hold you. That took me out. And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I know. But yes.
It was interesting. I just didn't think it was gonna go there, but it went there, you know, and I was like, oh wow. I mean, luckily we don't have the rest of the other Rangers to talk about, but hey.
I mean, listen, it is what it is. It is what it is, child. But yeah, that's all we got. So I hope you enjoyed.
Well, you know, if you guys have any hot takes or any of the confessions you want to make to us, also, you don't have to comment publicly, but you could DM us and we will read it on the show.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, I want you to comment publicly. Like, say it.
Well, you know,
we don't
want people to get attacked online, you know. People online are, you know, keyboard warriors.
Listen. Like, we listen and we don't.
And we don't judge. But, you know, it doesn't apply to everybody. And some people don't get the game.
Oh, gosh.
I will. Well. Yeah. So if you don't feel safe commenting publicly, you can DM us at Tribunal of the Grid IG page.
This is true. Lena wants to take the fun.
You know, and we will read it. we won't say who sent it in, but we will read it on our next show.
Okay, so if you want to send it in, you're more than welcome to, I guess. Boo. But if you do want to actually comment,
Like, listen,
if you want to.
I'm just trying to protect the peace here, you know.
Well, listen, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Please, if you did, please like and subscribe. And also, like, you know, like always, thank y'all for listening. And for those of you listening to all these other countries, we are so happy and so blessed that you guys are listening and that you are following us. We're also on Bluesky. Well, it's called Blue Sky, but I call it Bluesky.
I was like, we're on that? What is that?
Yeah, we on Bluesky. We on Bluesky. So if you want to follow us there, you can follow us there too. But yeah, like we on all platforms. So please, like look us up, follow us, and yeah, we would love to have you on the Tribunal train. And once again, my name is Brandon.
My name is Lena.
And my name is Will.
And we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.